Hi everyone, we're back again with another video. This is Nirman, you all know by now. Follow me on my social medias, you all know where to follow and to get a reading. Today we are going to talk about cycles,
Yeah,
I
cycles.
suppose. So I was talking to Nirman about how I think it is absolutely amazing how trees can lose all their leaves and grow them back. I had an epiphany one day when I was driving in the car with my uncle and I was just looking out the window. And in Virginia, we have all the four seasons. So, it was fall or winter or something like that. And I just noticed that the trees had no leaves, but by springtime, they're going to grow them back. And it just, like, taught me a lot about, like, patience and cycles. So,
Yeah, cycles are everything's cyclical, I feel like.
yeah.
Not just trees, but like, water. Our
Water.
bodies, yeah, like water. So
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah, okay.
water goes through its cycle, clouds rain, the rain evaporates, turns into a cloud again, and then rains back down. And
Mm-hmm.
what's interesting is like we're mainly water.
We are.
Your body's
Yes.
like 75%, 80% water, so it's like we by theory we have to like live in a cycle too. We live
Mm-hmm.
in cycles.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Drinking water is a cycle. We have to drink water to. We lose water, we drink it. Like everything is literally a cycle, if you think about it.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
The way we live our lives is a cycle. Our daily habits are a cycle.
Yeah,
So like I feel like the things that happen to us are like cycles. Yeah.
yeah, we did talk about that.
Like individually and collectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are some examples of that?
Well, I feel like collectively, like a big example is like wars. I feel like since like the beginning of human history, we've always been through wars, and it's been so cyclical, and we haven't broken that cycle. Even today,
That's
we're
true.
still in wars.
History repeats
Yeah,
itself.
history repeats itself.
That's
Uh,
so interesting.
Storytelling too. Like if you think about like every like major time period, they had stories of the gods. We're like one of the only time periods where we don't have like
Our own
our
original.
our own original story of the gods and how
That's kind of sad.
like the Egyptians had their thing with gods, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the medieval empires, Greek mythology, the Greeks.
Yeah, and that's
They,
how we can like
yeah.
associate that time period. That's interesting. How are we gonna associate this time period in humanity?
Well, I feel like we're in a time period where everyone is having their spiritual awakening, right?
That's true.
So like as people are having their spiritual awakening, maybe they'll slowly start to realize that there's more to reality than what we think it is. Kind of like what we talked about last time, like how you know, uh, like the gods like kind of control our reality, and
Yeah.
we're all like a fraction of their expression because
Mm-hmm.
everything is expression. Like, uh, life itself is an expression, is an art. Consciousness is an expression. Music, movies, TV shows,
Yeah,
even like nature. Nature is even like an expression,
it is.
and
Literally.
we are fractals of like the ultimate expression, which would be like the gods.
Mm-hmm. Zeus.
Yeah, like
Or
Zeus,
just the source.
the source. You know, all the different planets too. Like some people you can tie in how like planets are like their own not macro, micro version of like a god, and how planets affect or they rule us. Like astrology is really big.
Yes,
And that's just expression too.
exactly. So you could say that we're in a cycle right now, which is an interesting cycle.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I think like a lot of people, like are like on like kind of like a euphoric high from like Biden winning.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like once Biden goes through his inauguration, we're kind of like in a stagnant period right now where like people are like waiting for Trump to leave and Biden to enter, and they think that reality is going to take like this major positive change because Biden's entering. But Biden's
There's a lot of work
yeah,
to
there's a lot of work to do. Like it's two sides to the same
do.
coin.
Yeah,
People that like believe in politics, I feel like are sleeping.
yeah.
They think like
They
politics
watch
is
Fox
yeah,
News.
yeah. It's just like politics is like the ultimate form of like division, how to divide and conquer. You split the country down the line so they can't unite. So you
Yeah.
have. I mean, isn't it weird that we only have two parties?
I've always said that.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
I've literally always said that.
Like all news, like, it's really interesting how you have, like, you know, the Green Party too, but, like, they get no coverage.
Yeah.
Like, why do they not get any coverage? Why does the news only talk about the Democratic and the Republican candidates?
Because they want to divide us.
Yeah. It's division, you know? Ultimately, like, the same things are going to happen. The same things fundamentally that happened under Trump are, like, the same things that are going to fundamentally happen under Biden.
You think it's going to be the whole 4 years or just, like, part of the 4 years?
I think it's going to be, who, Biden?
No, but, like, the drama that you're talking about.
I think the drama that I'm talking about is going to be here much longer.
Oh.
If you think about, like, karmic cycles, right?
Yeah.
We're in a karmic cycle right now where, like, that's why everyone's having their spiritual awakening, because karma is caught up with them. Their karma.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about, like, everyone's, like, spiritual awakening in general, it's been rough. Rarely will you have someone just be like, oh, I had a pleasant spiritual awakening. Right?
Never. Yeah.
It's usually pretty rough, and that's because you've hit your wall of karma.
Yeah.
And it's forcing you to step back and try to figure out, you know, what has happened in your life.
This.
Yeah. So that's why everyone's having their spiritual awakening.
That's why you come to me. Most of you. Not all of you. Some of you, not all of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
And I feel like we're in a karmic where, you know, karma's knocking on Earth right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like the stuff we're going to see is going to get, like, crazy in the next, like, 10 years. We got, like, quite a few.
The 2020 decade.
Yeah, the roaring 20s, you know?
The roaring 20s.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably said that in the 1920s.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The roaring
cycles.
20s. Cycles.
Yeah. I don't know. I just found it interesting that literally everything is a cycle. And it just taught me to be more patient, I think, is the biggest thing. So I took that from that lesson of cycles.
Yeah, patience and, like, non-attachment.
Yes.
Because I feel like we talked about this earlier, but I feel like we've, since we're coming, you could say, like, in and out of a cycle, we're at a period in time where, like, we've almost lost free will and everyone's on their destined path.
Yeah.
Like, destiny's at play. You know, it's like the last 25,000 years we made, like, free will decisions.
Yeah.
That brought us to the end of the cycle. And now we're in that transition period between the end of the last cycle and the beginning of the new one. And the transition period is, like, destiny.
That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
And fated events. That's why, like, a lot of people, like, can't escape, like, the same lessons. It gets thrown at them over and over and again because it's just, like, destiny at this point.
It's time to change.
Yeah.
You know. Wow.
It's definitely times of change.
That too.
That's why, like, feeding into politics is, like, it's gonna go against you, you know?
Yeah.
Thinking there's a Democratic Party and a Republican Party, like, it's the same party, guys.
I've always said that.
It's the same party. We're still in the Middle East, you know. There's still wars going on. Shit's still gonna go down with China and Russia. Like, the poor are gonna stay poor.
Yeah.
You know.
Although we did say that it's gonna switch a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like destiny is going to come into play. So, like, events are going to happen that it's going to force the rich to...
But do you remember we were watching this astrologer, I think her name is OJC Astrology on YouTube. Shout out to her. But she said something. What did she say?
About what, destiny?
No, we were literally just talking about before I interrupted you. Oh, she was saying how, like, this is a time where people are going to, like, rise to fame and success.
Yeah, people are gonna, like, come into, like, she was talking about, like, starseeds and, like, light workers and, like, basically people that are woke, you know, not the people that think they're woke because they're progressive in, like, gender norms.
The Trumpsters.
Yeah. I'm talking about the people that actually, like, are, you know, they're not, like, Joe Biden, fuck Donald Trump, you know, those people that are just kind of, like...
That get it.
They're just like, this is all bullshit.
Yeah. It's a cycle. Literally.
Those people are gonna, like, step into power in, like, whatever destined path that they have. That's,
okay,
you know,
I like that.
You know, you could say God's path, Source's path.
Yeah.
And then the people that, like, force themselves to be in, like, certain positions or, like, things that were like unfair are gonna get like punished.
Yeah.
Like karma's gonna.
It's
be
already
knocking
happening.
At,
You
yeah.
already see it.
Yeah, karma's gonna be knocking at your door.
Knock knock.
Yeah.
Who's there?
A new virus. That's one of my predictions. I think there's gonna be
I saw someone say that too.
there's gonna be like another virus in. I want to say the next 6 months, but I want to say even shorter in like the next 3 months.
I think my friend House of Stars did a 2020 predictions video, and she said that was gonna happen this year.
Another virus.
Yeah, she's always accurate. She's one of the only psychics I go to.
We're like right now in the coronavirus, and I feel like before the coronavirus even gets better, there's gonna be like a second virus that like spreads. It's gonna be like a second pandemic, and then people are gonna be like, "That's strange."
Panicking.
Well, at first I feel like they're gonna panic, and they're gonna sit back and like think about it, be like, "Why is this happening?"
It's a cycle.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like events like that. It's gonna force people to ask questions like, "Why are things happening the way they are? What's the message here?" It's gonna force people to unify. It's gonna force people to make society better. It's gonna just like how like 2020 shed light on like a lot of things.
Yes. Clear vision.
Yeah, 2020 vision.
Yep.
It's just 2021. Then we have 2022.
Oh Lord. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting decade. We're in an interesting time. But yeah, this was an interesting topic. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed this topic. Cycles. So follow Nearman on TikTok.
Yeah, Lala Tales.
Alright. And yes. And make sure you check out my website for a reading. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye everyone.
Peace.
Boom.